And then this is what I pulled together. I mean, probably missing some stuff. Safety first, I do have that. It's right
No,
there.
yeah, yeah. We need to talk about safety first, right?
I'm doing it everywhere now, Greg. I'm doing it everywhere, you know, every,
Yeah,
every,
no,
everywhere I work, I'm doing it. I think it's brilliant.
yeah. So now I've been working with Tom, put together some training. I think the plan is we want to roll it out to, roll it out to the supervisor and leads first, and sort of use this to explain this is, what it's for. This is how it works, and really doing it like a safety first mindset. From a marketing perspective, it's, yes, it'll improve efficiency, it'll improve quality. Those are bonuses. Those are freebies. It's more from a safety aspect. So he has a presentation that he sent us a while ago that I want to review to make sure I understand the talking points there. And then, again, I think the approach will start with just Rob O'Connor, Anissa, and like Maria. Start small with a small group. Take them through it, and then the end of it is, more of a conversation. It's like, all right, this is what we need to, this is what we want to see. What are we going to do to try and get there?
Yeah.
If we need to do something completely different, I have no problem with that. And where my head's at right now is normally we do once a quarter, at the beginning of each quarter we do like the self audit period. We give like 2 weeks. That's coming up beginning of October. So we're coming up on that time frame anyway, which to me is just the perfect time to like, hey, here's the new thing that we're doing. Again, overall, I believe the goal still is, I need to confirm this, is we want to get to the point where during the shift handoff meetings, once a week, spending 15 minutes actually performing success activities.
With safety first. I did notice on the walk around checklist, I'm not sure that most of the zones have safety items because I think safety is separate. Like it always been thought of as kind of its own thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to double check some of them. It all, yeah, I don't, again, I know the approach that we took when we initially created those checklists is we had a couple things that like, all right, we know like you need to check for fire extinguishers. You need at least this much, of like 3 feet, per OSHA standards, of clearance for like a path. And obviously, we added like fire exits, things like that. But other than that, we left it mostly up to the individual zones to determine their criteria. So again, if they didn't come up, if no safety things are on there, just we need to do something different, plain and simple.
Yeah. I think I mean I wouldn't mind. I'd like to show you because I think we our walk around checklist at Duraflex. There was like 10, 12 items, maybe 8 or 10. I could actually send it to you. And then there was 10 or 12 safety ones right below it.
Hmm.
And it was a rating for the ones on top, the non-safety ones, like 0 to 5. And then down below was pass fail, one or a zero. So
Yes, so that's sort of the direction I've been thinking as well. As you do the safety stuff at the top, and to your point, it's pass fail. Either it is or it isn't. So again, we've used like electrical panels. If there's four electrical panels and one of them is blocked, that's a fail. We had one blocked.
yeah. Let me see if I can. Is it okay if I just try to find it real quick?
Yeah,
If I can't find it quickly, I won't waste your time. I think I'm gonna go. I don't want to waste your time. I'm gonna try one more spot because there's a particular like a training that I had put together that was it kind of showed the checklist.
yeah.
Uh,
I might have that
okay.
here. Is it there? Can I share?
Yeah. Let me stop.
No, now I need to
Oh, I'm
send a
sorry. I'm
request.
sorry.
No, it's fine. All right, let's try this again. Is it this one here?
Yeah. Let's see. I think there's an example down there for office one and a non-office one.
Yeah, I think you have.
Yeah,
All right.
there they are.
Eh,
And again, in your mindset, I would have safety up top
Right.
and housekeeping down the bottom. And the checklist would be slide 16, I think, for production.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. So this is for productions. Slide 16, slide 17 is for the non-production area.
And again, safety. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything for non-production really in terms of safety.
I mean, for us, I think we just have, fire extinguishers. The big thing is, trip hazards and yeah.
Yeah, like, could you go back to 16 for a sec? I just want to just check real quick
Yep.
on, yeah, so the blades down were not in use. We're talking about mixing blades, like
Hmm.
some of the type of items, that we wanted to make sure got audited all the time. It was once a week audit, but I would definitely know, based on insight I have now, is put the safeties up first and just make sure everybody understands that's why we're here. Make sure everybody goes home in one piece.
Right.
Tremendous labels. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we can use something like this. I can share this with the team as we go through the examples. Like this is, one that Bill used for the success checklist. Again, keeping in mind we do the safety on the top, but something along these lines.
I mean, we were tough on each other because if you look at the scores, like 47%, 37%, like not
Yeah, I
great.
know.
Yeah, it was like brutal.
And again, looking at some of these, like a 50% for the safety aspects.
Oof,
That's yeah.
not good. But it got better, I hope. I think.
I sure hope so. I mean, this was,
It's still
almost
oh
20 years
07.
ago.
Yeah, oh 07. Yeah. Holy cow. Time flies when you're not
Yeah.
safe. A good one.
Yeah.
And then the things I had were we had talked a little bit about helping out in Colorado. And I
Yeah, just trying to get an understanding of yeah, just trying to get an understanding, I suppose.
yeah,
What's actually going on? What are the roadblocks? What's the culture like? Because I've had some of these conversations with Kent in the past, and he's mentioned like, oh, the cultures, everyone's all this way, and my response has been like, I had to deal with the exact same
right.
stuff here. I don't know what makes us think it's different, and maybe that's something else for me. Is yeah, I don't know,
And
just
again,
something I'd like to understand more. I'm sorry, you were saying?
yeah, and Greg, think about how hard it was to get to this point. You know what I mean? In terms of just the bruises and the bangs. You know what I mean? Blood, sweat, and the tears just to get to where you are now. Regarding culture. You know what I mean? And just kind of getting it. Where you are now. And just being able to help them. Um, Index cards, maybe.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Yeah, it's just I'm not.
Yeah,
I assume there's some roadblock somewhere until again, from my perspective, until I understand, I can't provide any guidance or help at all.
yeah,
I don't know enough at this point in time.
yeah. And Jack and Kim obviously would know the best. So.
Yeah, exactly.
What they're up against, if they need help, if they want it, you know.
Mm.
Um, Turn around, be Tom, skill up. It's like I think we got everything covered here. So,
Oh yeah, skill up. I haven't heard anything back from them, so I
oh
assume
yeah,
that's.
oh yeah, that's typical, Greg.
I'm just making sure that they're not, like sending you communications, not realizing that like, I'm going to be doing it.
Yeah, anything I get, I'll just pass along. But that's just how they work. It's like the dates are probably solid. The dates that they gave you are, and the one that you changed, you can probably lock those in. But the communication is not wonderful. Between all of them. You saw it. You saw it during our class. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. It's mostly, for me, it's like full first just confirmation, like, all right, yes, Greg, you are doing it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's
And then same with, just the timing. All right, what time do you need me there?
And
Or
again, it's your call. Whatever
right,
works better. If 3:30 works better for you, then you tell them 3:30. If 3 o'clock
mm,
works good, tell them 3 o'clock. Whatever you like.
right.
Yeah, they are very grateful to have you. So it's the dates you can kind of lock in. I think
Mhm.
that period, and then it's just a matter of if you got something to do one day, you say we're going to go Thursday instead, and they'll adjust. They need you. So and
Okay.
then yeah, and again, if we get a class of 10 or 12 or 14, I'll be with you if you want me.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. Once it gets to like double digits, that's probably more than I can handle on my own again.
Yeah,
Just when we did those airplane exercises, I felt that even though it was beneficial, I wasn't able to give as much attention to anyone to actually help move things along. Again, got there in the end, just wasn't as well as I would have liked.
Yeah.
But
Um, NXT, is there, I think that was like mistake proofing.
that was the value stream they were working on. Again, that's something I need to follow up because the last couple of times I've again in the SMED meetings, it sounds like they're sort of stalling on SMED. Again, not like we're necessarily doing much better, I suppose. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just o overall. I mean, in some of the lean huddles, a lot of the conversation I've had is, they've been working on the value stream, they've been working on the SMED efforts, but then there's really not much else going on. And now that those are starting to lag a little bit, that's and then some of the other stuff I've heard is just painting a whole picture.
Yeah.
That again, just trying to understand. That's all.
Maybe they're in the clear, with all the trainings and, and they have a little bit
And
more time.
yeah, and that's entirely possible. It could have just been a bunch of stuff hit at just the right time. I know Jack's been taking like training on like the CT scanner there, so who knows? Again, it's yeah. I'm halfway across the country making judgments on very little small things I'm hearing. So,
Right.
but from my perspective, I'd rather be I don't know if I necessarily want to say that. I'd rather ask when there's no problem than not ask in case there is.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's this beautiful, so I guess safety would be added on that too. Just a safety. Yeah, I do have it top. I'm sorry. I gotta
Yeah,
move my thing
yeah,
there.
no. So again, if in theory, I have my follow-up meeting with Kent on Wednesday, so that's going to be the leading part of it. Again, if it were me looking at doing some research on the core values, accountability and integrity are very similar. So I'd probably group those two together and then put like safety as the first one. Same with because even on our so it's not mentioned at all in our quality policy or core values, but even in our vision and purpose is under one of the boxes as the last item on there. It just says safety. That's so. But I do still want to reach out to again taking your feedback. I do still want to reach out to Ryan and Jeff about the stretch goals and Kelly about the core values stuff, just to get a sense of where we're at. Is there something already in the works? And yeah, other thoughts about other things as well. Again, researching some stuff about like new product development or like lean like startups. They mentioned no, yeah, it was about product introduction stuff. They mentioned radical transparency, just the whole idea of, so I'd almost like to take that. We have a communication meeting twice a week, over Zoom. Ideally be something like, here's the board, here's everything that's being worked on. And then, you give a little status update there. It's available to anyone who wants to. But then really like the whole they refer to as the demo or die mindset. So like whenever everything lines up, it's like, all right, here's the time that we're demoing something. Here's the time that you have to show something. It's like we're not going to be the group that doesn't have anything to show.
Yeah. Exactly. Running that, the quoting thing, kind of like you run the NCR, I mean, the MRB, where it's highly visible, because I think my impression is that it's kind of the same things were talked about. It's just one or two people maybe talking and then the only reason, maybe it's changed, but it was the A3 that Michael Perito led, about the amount of we're trying to reduce the time it takes from start to finish in the quoting process.
Yeah, so I do know, I don't remember exactly what it's for, but Kent mentioned last week that they're going to be kicking off within the next couple of weeks a value stream map on like the whole new product introduction process or something like that.
I love Alan Ward, a lean product and process development. I have a checklist that I used for development. I'll forward it to you. You just have in your back pocket. We could talk about it. But it's basically stage gates. We want to fail fast and fail cheap. In other words, if it's not something we want to do, I don't want to go through the whole process and go to the end before I figure that out. I want to fail fast and fail cheap. And I always want to have two paths to go to.
And that's sort of where my head's at with a lot of stuff. Is like, all right, what's the earliest point where I know it's not going to work, or it's not, or I'm not going to make it? I want to be able to catch myself falling as soon as possible. But I know with that again, I only heard Kent mention it in one of the communication meetings, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be involved in this at all. I know very little other than we're doing a value stream map on something along those lines.
Yeah, and Alan Ward did this whole thing on lean process development. It's lean product and process development, and it's just it really it transformed. I keep saying that, but it changed like from a year and a half on average from start to finish. New product development. We get things done, and then people say, "Hey, where do we buy that raw material from?" Or "What are we gonna make it?" Or you know what I mean? It was like everything was just so disjointed, and it kind of just got all the stakeholders involved real early. And in each stage, there's like 10 stages of development. Each of them would close, and we had closings weekly, so as soon, you couldn't go to the next one until you got all the information for the first one.
Mhm.
It's kind of cool. And, I'll send you something for your back pocket just so if you want to think about it.
Yeah, no, I'd appreciate that. Again, the more information I can have, the better.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to work remote tomorrow. Okay.
Yep.
So I
All
can
right.
show up at that Huddle. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll make sure I let Darlene know. She asks about you pretty much every week.
I'll reach
Where's
out to
Mr.
her.
Bill?
I'll
All
reach out to her. I'll reach out to her today then. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. What else? I think that's it.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
No, no, thank you.
I'll send the recording off.
All right.
Thanks for
All
everything.
right. Oh, thank you again.
Bye.